Hi guys, my name's Nick Broughton and I'm a Randomfish. Hit the subscribe button and let's all be Randomfishes together, shall we? Did you know that that 70s show had a sequel movie? No, not that 80s show. No, that exists over there in the land of crap. No. I'm talking about a film released in 2011, starring Topher Grace, pretty much playing the exact same character as Eric Foreman, but an alternate version of one. Yes, today I'm talking about Take Me Home Tonight. This film is set supposedly in the 80s, yet somehow feels like every frat film ever written. It feels like a lesser version of Dazed and Confused, if I'm going to be absolutely honest. It's just missing the stoner with the backwards hat and the long hair and the yeah moments. Also missing Matthew McConaughey going, yes they do. But that's neither here nor there. Take Me Out Tonight stars Eric Foreman. Yes, that is what I'm calling him from now on. I'm sorry, I can't see him as anything else. Eric Foreman is a character who 100% has a few qualifications. He went to MIT. He's choosing to use those gifts to work in a blockbuster ripoff in the film. His high school crush, who very much wouldn't have given him the time of day back in high school, and before you question anything, it says this in the film, 100%, she says that she would have ignored him, or just not said yes to him asking her out when they were in high school, so yeah, that's kind of true. His high school crush very much meets him in the shop, and she tells him all about a party that she's going to, and that maybe they'll see each other there, and, you know, it'd be nice to see each other, and blah blah blah, romantic main plot, go away now. Let's focus on the other characters, because Eric Foreman in this universe has a twin sister, not an older sister. There is no Laurie. What there is, however, is an Anna Faris. And before you say anything, it's funny Anna Faris. She actually does have some good lines in this. Is it perfect? Hell no, but to be honest, Anna Faris was kind of hit and miss when it came to that sort of stuff a lot of the time for me anyway, so it's all well and good. And she's, you know, she can be funny. She can be very funny a lot of the time. Just, I don't know if this film 100% completely showcased her talents, but it's fun to watch. She, in this film, is engaged, or will be engaged throughout the film, sorry, spoilers, will be engaged at some point in the film to Chris Pratt. Excuse me. I'm back. She'll be engaged to Chris Pratt throughout some of the film, and on top of all of this, we also have Dave Fogley. Dave Fogley, for those of you who don't know, was in the likes of Fanboys. He was in Balls on Fire, alongside Christopher Walken, and he in this plays the very Jack Black type character. I feel like that's who he's become. He's kind of become a discounted Jack Black, and I don't mean that in a bad way either, bizarrely enough. Jack Black is great at a lot of roles, and he did legitimately make his name by acting like the crazy side character. And honestly, Dave Fogley does a fantastic job doing that. I'll be honest, if he had been before Jack, then maybe he would have been in Kung Fu Panda, which would have been amazing to witness. But as I now see him, I see him as kind of discount Jack Black, which is, like I said, not the biggest insult in the world to him. However, in this one, Dave Fogley is the guy who didn't go to college. Oh, and by the way, one of Anna Faris' giant things throughout the film is that she got a letter from a university as to whether or not she actually got into a program or not. If she did, then she's moving to England. If she didn't, then she's staying in the town that they're in and moving into a house with her boyfriend, becoming fiancé in the film. Which is fair enough. However, once they get to the party, there's a whole bunch of there's the liar reveal shit, which really pisses me off. I don't like. Eric Foreman and his high school crush have sex, which is kind of interesting, and thank Christ they don't do the whole he was a virgin before sleeping with his high school crush, because that would have just been, well, it wouldn't have been disturbing, but it would have been interesting and entertaining, to say the least. Fogley ends up dealing with a couple who very much are exhibitionists. Like, one of them likes to watch, no, not exhibitionist, one of them likes to, the husband likes to watch the wife try to screw other guys, you know. Very basic stuff in a marriage. Not. Anywho, he ends up flirting with Buffy's younger sister Dawn. Yes, Michelle Trachtenberger, but I'm sorry, I see her as Dawn. Trachtenberger. I'm going to call her Trachtenberger from now on. Yeah, those two end up flirting throughout the film and end up kissing at some point, which is kind of entertaining. Eric Foreman sleeps with his high school crush. She finds out that he lied. And then, to create the quote-unquote climaxes of the film, we have them driving away in a car with a bag of cocaine. They steal the car in the first place from Dave Fogley's old job, because he got fired at the beginning of the film, which was kind of not really a here or there moment, because, if I'll be honest, he uses it as an excuse to act like a madman for the night because he never went to college. But I'll be honest, even if he hadn't been fired, I would have been surprised if he didn't act like a jackass for the entire night, because he feels like that character. He's almost like the Jay, the in-betweeners of these guys. Oh god, I promise I wouldn't mention the in-betweeners in my life again. Anyway, so, throughout all of this, they steal a car, they drive off, there's a whole thing involving cocaine. Eric Foreman's dad in this one is a cop. He's not the guy that says he's going to put his foot up your ass. Although I kind of wish that it was, because then we would have had a hilarious continuity nod, which would have been genius to see at this point. We then get, stupidly enough, more dumb moments. No, we then get Foreman crashing the car, not getting sent to jail, thank the Lord, goes back, ends up taking a ride in a gigantic ball on the top of Chris Pratt's car. Now, Anna Faris breaks up with Chris Pratt because he then says yes to Eric Foreman climbing into the ball and being sent flying down the road, which crashes into several cars, then goes to a fence, and then lands in a swimming pool, and he almost drowns in it. You know, comedy! I'm sorry, but that to me just didn't feel comedic. It just didn't feel comedic at all. It felt very much like, not like something out of a thriller, but just felt very stupidly tagged on. Like, there was no reason for that. You could have had the ball being, like, made of something that was really bad. It could have survived, it could have survived going down the hill, but the second it gets into the water, all of a sudden the water gets rid of all the paper mache around it or something, and he only just reveals that it's a cage underneath and that he gets out really easily or something through it. That would have been great to see. But, it's just the way they designed it, and that's fine, but it's meh. The film then ends with Anna Faris breaking up with Chris Pratt, ends with Eric Foreman getting together with his high school crush, or at least getting her number and giving her a snog at the end. With her saying, "That's a bold move. Oh my god, I'm totally gonna call him." This all, I feel, underlines the significant root of what I feel is this movie. It's the lesson that do bold things and some woman somewhere will want to sleep with you. Okay, guys, can I just ask you something real quick? Don't worry about it. Just a quick thing. What is wrong with you? What? Why put yourself through that? What would be the point? I mean, I understand the desire, ultimately, for these characters to want to try and do better for themselves. I get that. But at the same time, it feels very, very stupid, I guess, is the perfect phrase to use for it here. Stupid. It's stupid. Because there's just no way in hell that any of these characters at any point in time would be able to do any of this stuff and still maintain decency. It just wouldn't have happened. But you know what? At the end of the day, how do I feel about the film? I mean, it's pretty simple, really, I guess. I mean, the film's not particularly great, but it's not particularly awful either. There's some legitimately comedic moments. But overall, it just feels very beginning then over. Doesn't feel like there's a lot to really digest, I guess, over the film, with the exception of the climax with with the rolling ball down the road and everything. And to be honest, you can call that sort of stuff out. And I'll be honest, the reason why I brought it up, comparing it with Dazed and Confused, is because Dazed and Confused, as well as this film, takes place over a giant party in the evening, and everyone's lives sort of change over the course of the evening. And I'll be honest, Dazed and Confused did it better. Because you had more moments with the characters where things grew. There wasn't some ridiculous soundtrack over the top trying to make things work. There were silent moments, and I'll be honest, these characters came to these conclusions themselves, and it just feels... it just felt more like a complete story. This feels like an attempt at a story. It got most of it. It just didn't finish it all that well. And before anyone says anything, yes, finishing well is as good as when you're doing during. I'll give you a minute to decipher that joke. I know, right? Anyway, so overall, not great, not awful. I think it falls into the movies that are meh category for me. And to be honest, it might do the same for other people. But you know what? That's the beauty of this. These are all just my opinions, my beliefs, and everything else that I learned about this movie. And in complete honesty, you guys all have your thoughts and beliefs as well. So you know what? Leave me a comment. Tell me if you liked this movie. If you didn't like this movie, tell me what you thought about this movie. Because honestly, I couldn't put my finger on it for the longest time. And to be honest, saying that it's meh and feel like it just glides by as a ridiculously pointless thing, just, I don't know, just feels like a slight bit of a disservice to the film for me. And you know what? Biggest question ever. What did you think of Anna Faris in this movie? I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it either. What are your guys' thoughts? See you later, Random Fishers. Random Fish out.